Alright, we're back. We're back. Folks, got a great new feature match for you. Alright, so we've got Radgoat on Rescue Ace versus Cat on Unchained. Already spectated Unchained a little bit, but not in a formal feature match. As soon as Cat gets here, there they are. Both players still at 2-0. Alright. Cat winning the rock, paper, scissors, probably going first. Remember when people used to go second? That was really stupid. Why did people do that? And starting with the Live Twin Lilla. On the Live Twin engine, instead of the Tour Guide engine that we normally see in Unchained, or maybe not normally, but at least somewhat more commonly. Getting the Kissikill Frost. Cool card. Just a very free draw. Going up into Lilla, summoning back the Kissikill. Now we go into Kissikill and we get to reborn the Lilla and pop our own back row. Alright. I see the vision there. Live Twin package play is a more flexible option and eats hand traps a lot. Yeah, I was thinking around the same thing as what Radgoat probably was thinking here, is why didn't we go for the Kissikill first to get the draw, but summoning back the Lilla to get the pop is even stronger in this deck than just a random draw. I tried the Live Twins, didn't like them. I also tried the Live Twins at one point. I kept going Kissikill, draw, Prosp. I cut the Live Twins. Setting the Abominable Chamber from deck, and then King Yama is going to search the Aruha. Makes sense. Probably going to Aruha pop the set card, summon itself, and then summon maybe Shyama? Graph DM me. So now we've got the Sharvara and the Shyama. So we can overlay those two for our High King Caesar. What deck's been good so far? Let me check what's still XO. I know this is an XO match. It's Unchained versus Rescue Ace. We also got a Chimera player, and then it looks like another Unchained. I think the last one's Altergeist? Yeah. So Hydrant, and then into the Fire Engine. Now we can't target the Hydrant anymore. How many players is this? We started with 26. I believe we're Yeah, we've only got, I think, 21 now. So... it looks like most of the O2s have already dropped. Anima, pointing at the Soul of Rage. He's gonna force out the Soul of Rage. Taking the Fire Engine instead of just going for the Anima, that makes sense. Impulse comes down. We knew the Impulse, but, I mean, no choice. Gotta do it. We can negate this with the King Caesar if we so choose. Yeah, so we're gonna stop that. That's one less material. Emergency coming down now. Do we negate the emergency as well is the question. I guess we... I don't know that we have to, but it's... No, yeah. Oh yeah, this is chewing through all this board. And that gets the Fire Engine off the field! Oh my god. Gets the Fire Engine off the field so the Rage can't resolve, gets equipped, they get nothing, we get Turbulence. Wild to think about Caesar not being once per chain. What would the point be? Who cares? Rescue coming down to bring back the Hydrant. So now when we use this Turbulence, we can immediately use one of the cards we set. But yeah, just forcing out that last material from the High King Caesar. Keep them off of like a body as well as being able to activate one of these cards. Because just like even just having Extinguish just to get rid of this. Do we even have 4 back row names? Apparently not. I mean, I don't see why, though. Like, we only went through 1 emergency, 1 rescue. We could have set another emergency. But I suppose we want to leave this slot open since we can't immediately open one back up. If we had the Hydrant, we could immediately activate one of these cards and then have a free back row space. Not being able to switch this Turbulence to attack in a... So now we have to go right to our opponent's turn. Fire the second emergency. What if our hand was literally 3 emergency? And that's why we didn't set one from deck. We just set one from hand. Getting the Hydrant, so we're just turning on the extra effects of Contain and Extinguish. And also once we use the Reinforce, we can get back the Rescue. And then use the Rescue immediately, because we have Hydrant on field. And then that's going to give our Hydrant protection from targeting and from battle. And I guess we can also get the Fire Engine back in rotation from that, so that's going to give us some extra advantage. We've got the Rakea, so we can pop one of our own cards. Trigger a Ruha. I don't see why we'd negate this. Okay. That does kind of, like, it's not just a negate, it's also going to stun it in this zone. So now we have 1 less material for our Link summons. I don't know about that though, because it feels like we have so many ways to pop this Aruha, so not really that big of a deal just letting them do 1. Here's the Chamber, so we can get back 1 from hand or graveyard. Getting back Sharvara, that's a good summon. Can link this off for King Yama, set one from deck, search one, maybe search a second Sharvara. Yeah, there you go. You can chain block this so we can't be ashed. Could have extinguished the Aruha. That actually would have that would have done a lot, yeah. Then the Rakea resolves without effect, and we get to remove the potential Aruha from the entire turn. Extinguish really good in this matchup. But we only get to do it once, so we gotta be very careful. Honestly, I can see the argument for extinguishing Sharvara, because Sharvara is an incredible card. That not only would its graveyard effect be really strong here, but also if we add another copy to hand, which, did we do that? No, we added A-Bomb Soul, but if we have another Sharvara in hand, then extinguishing it keeps them from using it for the entire turn. So, interesting the way he's holding the Extinguish. It is an incredibly powerful card here. Going for the Rescue as a DD Crow. Nice. You don't see that very often. Here comes A-Bomb Soul. That can pop something. That's probably going to force out the Extinguish, because if we don't use it now, then they just pop the set Extinguish. But now this is non-targeting, so even if we do use the Extinguish, they can just pop something else instead, like probably Hydrant, just to get it out of here. Yeah, we have to use the Extinguish, or else we lose it. Pop this thing, can't use its effect. We're thinking here, there's a couple options. Pop your own Rage. That's true. Right. For a second I thought you meant like one of the other cards, but no, yeah. We can pop the Rage that's still in our opponent's back row. Holy fuck. That's really heads up. So now we're going to get to add the Sharvara back to hand. Now we, like I said, having the Sharvara is really, really strong. So now we can go Sharvara, pop this Aruha. This matchup is this matchup is very intricate. Aruha effect activating, so we're gonna get probably Sarama, yeah. It's the one we haven't gone through yet this turn. Effect, probably get back Rakea if I had to guess. No, getting back Abominable. And then maybe pop the Escape to trigger that. Now just popping the Sunny Snitch. We want to keep our whole board. We don't need to pop anything anymore. We don't need any more extension. We're good. We just get rid of the thing that's not really providing any value at this point. Okay. That's another thing that Live Twin kind of does, is it just gives you like a blank card to pop if you don't want to pop anything that's like actually doing anything. So we still have this King Yama on board. I imagine we want to like link that off or something at some point. But we don't have a way to get this Shyama back to our side of the field right now. So we can't go for another High King Caesar. But we can go for Soul of Anguish to get the Shyama back in our graveyard and get into Unchained Abomination. That's going to clean up this board real nicely. We can just attack over the zero attack Anima. Basically a direct attack, but it triggers Unchained Abomination to pop the Hydrant. Well, we can't pop the Hydrant with the effect, but because it's unaffected. Let's see if he remembers that, or if he tries to do it. No, okay. Yeah, so we have to waste both these. Even though the Abomination normally does do it, because of the reinforce, we still have to get in with all our monsters here. Sacred Beast Unchained also does that. That's fun. That's a funny idea. Alright, so we have Escape, which is going to be able to pop either of these, really. They both have pretty good float effects. And then we have Abominable Chamber, so we can get back the Rage if we so choose. Leading with Prosp. Alright. Is there any rip from Race to get there? If they have some sort of board, like if they have Evenly, and then the card already in hand is good enough to do it on its own, because the deck does have like one card combos. It just depends how we like if it's not something like on the level of Evenly, then I don't know that we can do anything here. So we have the Airlifter, but we're just going right into normal Airlifter. It's gonna be interesting. Imperm. Okay, that might be the nail in the coffin. If this is it's emergency. All right, that's. Now I'm wondering what we even add with Airlifter. Then do we just get the field spell? Because then, when they activate the field spell, we just go Escape to pop it. Pop that. Abomination triggers. Pop their summon. They did, in fact, draw 3 emergency. That's so good. That's hilarious. Summon Preventer from deck. What do we have that's banished? Get Alert! Yeah, all we have banished is Reinforce, so we can't summon anything back at this point in time. We can go Alert, add back Turbulence. Got Turbulence in here? We do. Yeah, that's going to get back the Rage. Rage, probably, yeah. Take this right now. Going to Unicorn just because doesn't matter. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Zanerudo. It sort of does have that problem where, like, you have consistent lines, but the wrong combination of cards just makes it really difficult to work with. So we get back the Extinguish here. So now when we normal summon this Hydrant, yeah, there was an interesting play there where they normal summon the Hydrant and immediately get to pop something, but it doesn't solve the existing problems. They already normal. That's true. All right, Radgoat going first. There will be top cut, yeah. We're cutting to top 4. Starting with Lifter, that's pretty much our best normal summon. Into Prosp, alright. We played around the Droll. Very good, very good. Golf Claps. Show the Prosp for 3. Everyone says always Prosp for 6, but you've got to understand the intimidation of Prosp for 3. Soravis! Oh, yes! We finally... This is the spicy tech that Radgoat is on. He is playing the list that he plays in paper with at locals. Soravis to protect our Turbulence from being targeted. Prosp for 3 and rescue it. Yeah, I only need 3. My hand's perfect already. I just want to see what else we can get. Guys, another sad note in the history of the Dark Regionals. Final Dimax, our only Ursarctic player, has dropped, and we will never know how the fuck he won a match. I got drolled twice. Rip. Here comes the hydrant. Getting Preventer. How do you search Cerevis? You just draw it. You just draw it. You just draw the Cerevis. What's the problem? You got a problem with that? I don't get it. Yeah, you search Cerevis with Prospect. Going for Sunlight Wolf. Any deck that isn't Salamangreat that plays Sunlight Wolf is the coolest shit ever. Sunlight Wolf, add back the Airlifter. Turbulence, Protected. Do it. Do it. Drop that shit down. Yeah! I'm soaring! I'm soaring! Fuck. Did you guys hear that? I just bumped the pop filter on my mic. Shit. These Zoomers today always be asking, how do you search it? Back in my day, you just played 3 of a good card and you drew it sometimes. Completely true. Completely true. I just draw all the good cards and don't draw the bad ones. I just joined with... So what's so dark about these regionals? Welcome to the Dark Regionals. If you aren't already aware, you can use Jaxel MTDK if you are following. No financial transaction required. It is free for the people to use. Now, the Dark Regionals are a tournament in which you can only use decks that received support in the most recent set, which is Duelist Nexus. So we are seeing... matches like Rescue Ace versus Unchained. Last round we spectated Arctic versus Chimera. We got all sorts of fun shit. You can check out the pie chart there to find out more. Thank you, Stove. Alright, so Sharvara gonna pop this back row here. We should have a command to type the Dark Regionals. It's kind of funny. Just instead of typing it yourself, you just type exclamation point the Dark Regionals, and Stream Element says the Dark Regionals. Alright, so we've extinguished the dog. That's pretty good. Extinguished, very good card against this deck. Alright, if you guys want it so bad, I'll do it. Extinguish! Thank you, Stove. I forgot. I keep saying I'm not going to do administrative stuff during feature matches, and then I'm facing this way the entire stream. Why is Droll and Blockbird in the monster zone? I wasn't paying attention either, because you guys were making me do the Dark Regionals command. The Dark Regionals. This is going to be the least stupid idea ever, actually. Alright, so we got Heat Soul. Heat Soul's on the board. I don't know why. I wasn't watching. It's the 7th card in hand that's going to do it. Alright, we got Preventer, we got Lifter, we got Attacker. On April Fool's Day 2024, can we host the Light Regionals? No! I just wanted the people to know that if I won, I was going to ask for Ancient Guardians instead of Dune. You would have been banned. You would have been banned. You would have been goddamn gartened. I love how Turbulence is literally Turbulence turn 1, and it's like SpongeBob in like the fancy expensive clothes, and then Turbulence turn 2, and it's Mickey Mouse cutting like a paper thin sheet of bread. That's what it always looks like to me. Because like you've run through all your shit and you can only set 2. I'ma just set 1 emergency and 2 little Coke. He would have saved you money, true. But I also could have saved money by banning him and not having to give him anything. Think about it like that. Alright, it appears that we are quickly going to a game 3. Well, the Abominable Chamber coming down. Getting back the Disaster. No longer extinguished, so if we pop this through any means, that will be able to trigger. Cosmic for the card we set with Sharvara. Why don't we just play 3 of all of them so we can search them all every time? Fuck. I love that Coco is literally in chat trying to explain to someone how to send a DM. My server is full of like the smartest people on the planet. The Dark Regionals is the home of the largest cluster of brain cells in the country. Did I ever tell you this? Where I used to live in New York. Where I used to live in New York was... What? Anyway, where I used to live in New York was literally right adjacent to the town of New Rochelle. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because near the beginning of COVID-19 in like March, New Rochelle was the largest cluster of COVID-19 cases in the country. And you see, might be my fault. Because about a week before that happened, before it was declared to be the largest cluster of COVID-19, I had gone home for spring break, and I was just coming down from a really bad, what I thought was a cold. I thought I had a really bad cold that was like the most sick I've ever been in my life. I was coming back from it though. I felt like fine, mostly. I was just sniveling on the train. And New Rochelle is the train station that I go into. You didn't do a COVID test. COVID did not exist back then. COVID was like a joke that was happening a million miles away at the time. You gotta understand, there was no COVID tests. There was no COVID tests at drugstores. There were no masks. No one was wearing fucking masks. It was just a thing that was happening somewhere. It wasn't like a whole thing yet. Should have done a test anyway. You don't understand. You don't understand. I did not even consider that COVID existed in this world yet. I was like, oh yeah, COVID. There's that thing happening over the coronavirus.
Behave or get banned.
Keaton110, thank you for the follow. But yeah, apparently they ended up pinning it on, this is so fucked up, they pinned it on this like rabbi who apparently had COVID and did like officiated multiple weddings and funerals and shit and gave COVID to like the entire Jewish community of New Rochelle. But who's to say he wasn't on my train, right? Because New Rochelle was actually the train station that I have to go into to get home. Because it's right next to where I live. Anyway. I have no idea if I had COVID. I don't even remember what symptoms I had back then, but I remember thinking, no, my symptoms aren't really consistent with what I've heard about COVID. But I also didn't know shit about COVID at the time. So yeah, if you want to know who to blame for probably the entire pandemic, might have been me. Might be my fault. Sorry. Whoopsies. This is all going in the Dark Regionals video, by the way. I worked in the public sector the entirety of the pandemic and still never caught COVID. I had COVID last year, actually. Right after my birthday. And I finished in 5th place in Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Cool. Anyway, yeah, I got COVID from Nationals last year because Nationals was in Chicago, so I just went right there. Mambo came up, he stayed with me for that. I got COVID, and because of the time I had off work, I was like, oh, that's cool. I finally have some time to work on this project I've been thinking about doing for a while. And that's how everything you need to know started. Anyway, we're doing Unchained shit again. Impulse coming down. I don't know if that was our first opportunity to Impulse or if we just held it for a little while. I love that we can just make chat unreadable for Jaxel now. Don't worry, it's always unreadable because you guys are always talking about goddamn nothing. I see people literally in this chat no less than an hour ago was someone typing, I know this song from a porn in which Solid Snake gets railed. And I'm just sitting there like, why would I look at chat when this is when this is all that's going on there? You guys don't care about the games here. The Dark Regionals isn't about the games, it's about the darkness. Here. Now it's a much darker regional. It's about the Nets. I got a Crush Card virus in my Dark World deck. That's interesting. I would have assumed like one of the other viruses was better. Who do you think is the most fuckable rescue ace? Impulse, no question. I mean, look at this. Look at the lunge. Look at the form. Look at the leg. Preventer. Preventer's good. Hydrant. Okay. Oh, okay. It's got a little kick. I'm bleeding out right now. Kieran and Nas finally found me. Who do you think gave them your address? I'm turning the lights on. It's too fucking dark in these regionals. I'm turning the lights on. The dog. Droll coming down. Not amazing, but Rescue Ace can get through Droll. The most fuckable rescue ace is Reaper-Dokas. Jesus Christ. You guys are on something different. Oh, what the fuck? How did that go there? You guys want any emojis from the emoji store? Guys, we got a chat full. We got a full chat, and you guys are legit. Remember when we used to give people one horny, and then we would ban them anytime they were horny after that? Remember back when that was a rule? What was it? What did I used to say? You get one warning for being horny. That was what I used to say back in the day, and then I just gave up. Blackout coffee. Okay, turbulence has come down. We're watching the game now. What's that goddamn game now? Remember I got banned for trying to quest you? Yeah, that's what's great about my chat is I reserve the right to ban anyone for being annoying. Blackout coffee. So we're gonna unicorn to get rid of the turbulence, rescue it, or emergency! Emergency coming down to dodge the unicorn. Now we've got Hydrant. Abominable. She dropped that ass on me at an abominable angle. They thought I was Stephen Wallace. Who was your Smash ulti main? Mostly Chrom. I played a lot of K. Rool though. They must have amnesia the way they forgot that I'm him. My grandpa's now DeSantis pilled. Once again, Kieran posting his injuries in chat. Setting another abominable. You ever get like one of those weird muscle spasms in your hand? I don't know how to put it exactly. It feels like it's like the muscle's like crawling. Maybe that's weird. Maybe I'm being weird right now. Anyway, we have rescue to get back to turbulence, and I think we're out of interruption. I don't know if this Rikea has used its effect already, but even if it has, I don't know that we have anything else that does anything here. What do you think of the incest subplot of Oshinoko? Subplot? That's the A plot. Subplot. I know a wrist stretch that will help you with a muscle spasm. And I know a bitch cat fuck. Who's your league main? If I was ever in the same room as a computer with a copy of League of Legends downloaded onto it, I would spontaneously combust. Anyway, what's going on? Blackout coffee. Sunlight wolf. Hydrant. Fuck. Who's your Pepsi Man main? Pepsi Man. What's your favorite Pepsi Man lore fact? Pepsi. I've told you guys my Pepsi story, right? Alright, so we've gotten to our opponent's turn. These turn breaks are like, okay, I know what's going on now. Shyama probably popping this back row so we can summon it back, and then... What game is this? I believe it's game 2, right? Yeah, it's been a pretty eventful game, and we keep getting stun locked. So we're summoning Disaster from deck. We can link off this Hydrant. If they have a rescue set, then we can get back something to protect it. No, we're just getting the Sunlight Wolf. Impulse the Punish. Alright. I imagine what they were planning on doing was linking with this to go for a Link 3. And then the Link 3 would link off the Hydrant. But now it's been contained, so now it's not doing anything. Shyama just going to pop the Soul of Disaster to pop one of the back row. You pronounced it wrong? Okay. Alright, it's been contained! Right, thank you. I keep forgetting that one. I keep forgetting that when people say I'm pronouncing things wrong, they're not talking about stupid ones like Zombie Steen, and now they're talking about emergency! Why are we not extinguishing the Shyama? Are you watching the vending machine isekai? I don't think I've ever fully watched an isekai. I always like get a couple episodes into the ones that people are like hyping up, and I'm like, no, yeah, it's another isekai, and then I dip. Yeah, this is just that's just the representation. Nothing's topping. None of these decks are topping. There's no top cut. I lied. Reinforce! Alright, so we're getting the rescue. Summon back the Preventer. Preventer flip down the Sarama. There's no top cut. We're just playing Swiss and then giving the prizing to Dino. How's Dino's game going? Did he win? Oh yeah, I got a shit ton of DMs. Dino won again. If you're unaware, Dino is probably tested for this format more than anyone else. I have a lot of faith in him. I'm also really, really counting on him winning because we live in the same city. I think I should get all the evils or Lars. Okay, so like Lars's forearms are like that's peak, right? Alright, alert getting back the turbulence. Probably gonna take like yeah, just Preventer. We don't have anything banished, right? Yeah. Airlifter gonna summon the Turbulence. That's going to let us trigger the Turbulence to pop something. Yeah, so we can just pop this this Abomination. Not have to worry about it at all. All I do is test Yu-Gi-Oh because I don't have money to go to big events. I thought Turb would trigger. Why didn't it trigger, I wonder? Oh, it's because it didn't leave the field by an effect. It left by the game mechanic of Link summoning the Abomination. Yeah, I also forgot that doesn't count as a card effect, but once I thought about it for a second, I was like, oh yeah, that's not what's going on there. The only thing Anguish is doing when it affects... The only thing Anguish is doing when it targets a monster is it's designating it as a card that can be used for a Link summon, despite you not controlling it. The Dark Regionals. Hello, Saz. Can you please do some unpaid labor for me? Saz, do you think it would be cool if you did labor for me without me giving you anything to compensate? Just go into TDK General and ask people to, you know, I would have to give you edit access to the challenge. Fuck. There's so much that you could have done for me if I had asked you to do it before starting the Dark Regionals, but I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to bother you. Right now, Coco is just in, like, the server, just answering questions when people have them. He had to explain to someone how to DM me today. So, we need all the help we can get. Do you want help setting up a community? No. Someone had to be explained how Swiss work. Multiple people just dipped after losing round 1, yeah. Attacking over the Unchained Abomination. Get rid of that before we do something to trigger it. Attack over the Unicorn. Set as Sarama. Do we even bother? No. Yeah, no reason to attack over the Sarama and just trigger its effect. Now go to Unicorn. Put all of that into Unicorn just to get rid of the Sarama. Makes sense. We do have the resources to do it. And that does put them on nothing. Do they have the Shyama in Graveyard, or did it go away? No, the Shyama, I think, fucked off. Get back to Contain. If I go undefeated, I'll take back my stance about having Top Cut. And if I lose a single match, I will be the Top Cut's biggest defender. You'll be advocating to expand it to top 8. Coco taught me to breathe and open my eyes. I'm excited for your first word, Zion. I hope it's a good one. Okay, I got more news about the person who needed to be explained what a DM was. After they explained how to do it, they asked, "Is Jaxel Norbit?" They were literally sitting there asking if the person that has been talking to them this entire time was me. God, I love Curry Bandits viewers. They're the best. You guys are so good. I think I would die if I didn't have Curry Bandits viewers to entertain me. Oh, that was game 3. I thought that was game 2 for some reason.